आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुः श्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यां मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मेस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Om. All my limbs may attain strength. May the body, the mind, the sensory and motor organs and the life force become powerful and efficient. All is verily the one without second. Existence absolute, bliss absolute, knowledge absolute. Let me never deny this truth of oneness. May the truth never reject me either. May all the virtues necessary to experience this truth in life be with me. Om, peace, peace, peace. Let us feel the all-pervading, absolute, blissful truth as an ocean of infinite dimensions beyond space, time and causation, and our ego as a salt doll in it. In contact with the ocean, I am feeling that I am dissolving. The ego is going away. As it is going away, dissolving in the infinite, boundless ocean, I am feeling more and more connected, better and better united with this absolute existence, consciousness, bliss, the Brahman. The ego is dissolving further. I see now that this ocean is my reality. I am divine. I am beyond all bondage. I am perfection itself. I am immortal. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Abhijit, thank you. So we are beginning the 42nd class of this great scripture of immense devotion and immense knowledge too. It combines what we say the all yogas like yoga of knowledge, yoga of action, yoga of devotion, and the yoga of concentration and meditation. But the prominent yoga that is described here is devotion. Devotion is the central theme in this. And the reason is also obvious. We shall discuss that after we begin with our usual opening chant, which forms the first verse of this great scripture. Janmadhyasya yatonvayaditaratashcharamshrutaम् चार्थेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत् सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि. That from whom creation, sustenance and dissolution of the universe take place, who is both the instrumental and material cause of it, who is omniscient, is the only one having self-mastery, being the one independent entity, who illumined the mind of Brahma with the Vedic revelation, whose wisdom is the wonder of even the greatest sages, in whom the world of the three gunas subsists, just as the combination of materials like fire, water and earth subsist in their causes without changing their elemental nature, in whose consciousness there is nothing false. On that truth supreme we meditate. So, this is the devotion, the true devotion, and the meditation on the truth supreme, getting connected with that. And therefore, when we devote to God who is truth, truth supreme, our ego vanishes. And thus we become God. We become one with the Absolute, the truth. And that is knowledge also. The knowledge, as Vedanta says, that Aham Brahmasmi, I am one with Brahman. That knowledge you get through this devotion, constant practice and remembrance of the ultimate reality, the God, in various different psychologically suitable ways. So, in our last class we were seeing that how the Lord takes the form of a boar and brings out this earth from the cosmic waters. It is, of course, one should be, sensitive enough, intelligent enough to see that this is the allegoric description, that the earth had submerged in the cosmic waters. There is, what it means is, there is no creation that could be done because there was no proper platform to put it on. That is the earth. So, and the ocean means it is not our ocean on the earth. It is part of the earth. It has gone deep into the ocean. That ocean is the cosmic space, and there wasn't any earth as such to put the creation on. So, to take it out from that was done by God in the form of a big boar. It also signifies that God is not only in human beings, but also in all creatures. That is, why God takes various forms, uh, including that of, say, a fish form that was considered the first incarnation of God. Then we saw the turtle, and now here is the boar. And this God in the form of boar killed the terrible demon Hiranyaksha, who actually was not letting the earth release from this cosmic ocean. That demon wanted it to remain submerged, and this demon was killed. And then the question was asked by Vidura, whom this narration is being told as a sub-story. There is the plot within the plot, as they say. It is the story that we are getting in this Bhagavatam. Let us remember this, that it is being narrated by one Suta, and then that is being written by the sage Vyasa. But then where did Suta get it from? That Shuka, sage Shuka, was telling it to King Parikshit. And Parikshit was almost about to die. A death sentence had been pronounced on him as a curse. And we discussed that story before, and we may have the occasion to discuss it some other time. But then king knew that, well, now I have to die in 7 days, so let me make best use of every single moment in it by listening to the glories of God, so that the mind will get constantly connected with God. So he requested the sage Shuka, who arrived there. There were many other sages also, but Shuka was most highly respected because of his intense knowledge and complete renunciation that follows the knowledge. The knowledge is accompanied by renunciation. Otherwise, the scriptures say it is not truly knowledge at all. If you know something but do not act accordingly, then that knowledge is no knowledge. If one knows that this universe has names and forms, it is illusion. It is not real. God alone is real. Then that knowledge will make the person not get attached or attracted towards the objects of this world. So that is called Vairagya, or the spirit of dispassion and renunciation. So if there is knowledge, its automatic outcome is renunciation. In Mundak Upanishad, there is a beautiful verse almost at the end of it, of the Upanishad, that yes, this Atman can be realized only by those who are strong. Strong in the sense that who dare to resist the temptation of the various attractions in this world. We are too weak. We fall prey to these attractions very easily. And that is the reason that we do not realize this truth. So we have to gain strength. Swami Vivekananda was very fond of quoting this, that Nayam Atma Balaheenena Labhya. This Atman cannot be realized by the weaklings. So this meaning of this word strength is this, that the objects of the world, they attract us and then they control us. We are too weak to hold on to our wisdom in the face of these tempting objects. So, the strength is to be acquired. And then it says, one cannot realize this truth with the knowledge that is not accompanied by renunciation. Nacha pramadat tapaso vapyalingat. Tapaso vapyalingat is explained by Shankaracharya here, that if you have the knowledge, that knowledge means it is information now, not real knowledge, that yes, God alone is real, and you can give a good lecture on that, but still your mind is attracted to worldly things, then that will not lead to the realization of the self. So you see, this Shuka had the true knowledge, and therefore he had no ego about the body. Ego means considering this matter like body, a heap of flesh and blood, as I. As we have seen many times in this class, that it is just a heap of flesh, blood and various things of matter. And that keeps on shifting, you know. The lunch that I had this morning, now that very lunch is this body, and it gets called as I. Identified, the consciousness gets identified with matter, and that is called ego. And it is so funny that the matter here is no different from the matter of that our young man Pranav there. The same matter is there, but this gets called I, and that gets called you. But from his angle, that he will call that matter as I, and this matter as you. Actually, there is no such thing. That is why it is a delusion. This is called ego, I. Yes, matter getting called as the self. And again, it is a constantly changing matter there. Not that this matter, oh well, it was this a little while ago, now it has become different. Just I had a glass of water, that's it, it has changed. Even when I am breathing, different particles are going in. When I am breathing out, what was inside, a lot of particles of that getting thrown out. And yet friends, this ignorance is so terrible. It is so obviously irrational. And yet, friends, great, intelligent, highly respected brains in the world also cannot appreciate this very simple idea, that this identification with I, with a set of changing particles, changing matter, is not real. So, that is why this knowledge does not become functional in our life. And that is how this deep delusion is. So this is the Shuka of knowledge accompanied with the life that is reflecting that knowledge. Otherwise, these are just meaningless words for most of us. God, Brahman, Atman, and Atman is Brahman. What does it mean? Nothing much. But as we practice the discipline, practice the devotion, it comes to us. So, when Shuka was describing this story of this Bhagavatam to King Parikshit, there were many, many other sages. One of them was this Suta. He is describing. Now, in that there are the other plots, and the one that we are discussing now is where this Vidura is also being told Bhagavatam by another sage, Maitreya. So, when Vidura heard about this slaying of Hiranyaksha, and there were hints that we saw, as you can see in the slide, that there were two brothers, Jaya, Vijaya, and they took 3 incarnations to get liberated. And in each of these, what was prominent was that they were demons hating God. It is, they were loving God in a very different sense. They were loving means they were all constantly thinking of God, but as enemies. So, after these 3 incarnations, they again were liberated. It is a very absorbing story. And Vidura therefore asks Maitreya, can you tell me about it? So, thus, this Maitreya starts describing that there was this great sage Kashyapa, who was another son of Brahma, or almost like this is when Brahma created many sages first and told them to procreate, this one of them was this Kashyapa. And then Brahma married his 13 daughters, which were created there by Brahma, to this sage Kashyapa. And one of them was this, her name was Diti. And Diti, although was a good wife, a good lady, good, but as it happens, our minds at times get covered by a lot of passion, desires, and then her mind got into a big desire to get progeny, to get children, and she rushed in that to her husband that, okay, now I want. Husband Kashyap said, this is not the right time. This is when I am meditating. This is the time of worship. And we will see that later, but she had no patience. And so she dragged her husband. And then she felt remorse. What did I do? And she confessed that, well, what now? I am scared of the effect of this. What will happen? What kind of progeny will come out of this? It is, this is a big science, not much time today to discuss it, but the progeny that comes out of intense lust becomes a demonic progeny. The demons, it is not coming out of the this prayerful connection or a loving connection, but coming out of terrible lust. And thus, uh, immediately one felt the guilt of it. And so she feels the guilt that it is. So she said to her husband that I am so sorry what happened, and this, it is, I could not control myself, I am so sad that it was, I knew it was the wrong time, I knew that my behavior was absolutely unbecoming, and now I am shivering with fear. It is described here that and Diti, now feeling ashamed of her reprehensible conduct, stood before Rishi Kashyapa, hanging her head in shame, and said, O great one, let not Rudra, because earlier we saw in the last class that sage Kashyapa said, this is not the time, because this is the time when Rudra, another son created by Brahma, he is moving around with his his army, and one should pay respect to him. So she said, now I don't know what will happen. It is the Rudra. What will he do to me? So he says, he is my brother-in-law. And what he will do now? So the sage told her that this O perverse and intemperate woman, due to the impurity of your mind, due to the impropriety of the time, due to the disobedience of my words, and due to the offense done to Rudra and his emissaries, you will have two sons of a perverse nature. They will be the terror of three worlds. So, thus these sons were born. Diti said and he told that God will take human form and will destroy these your sons. And she felt happy that, well, let my sons have the privilege of being slain by God Himself. So, and she said so many things. I am just fast forwarding. And in remorse she said, well, but this is something that I don't have any sorrow about it. Let God kill my sons. And then the sage said, well, you have remorse. The remorse washes this sin, whatever sin or sin means any mistake, that what I did, but I realize I should not have done that. That is the remorse. It is not the ceremonial confessions. That is not really, there is not much remorse. Some ritual is to be done, that there is, but a real remorse, that you feel that you shouldn't have done like that, and then the tears roll down. You feel really sad for doing this. And in your mind you feel you should never do such a thing again. So that remorse washes the sin, and therefore this sage says to Diti, his wife, that look, you have evinced your devotion to the Lord by this. You have expressed your regard and respect for Rudra and for me. For these reasons, one of your grandsons will become a noted devotee who will command the respect of all gods and pious men, and whose fame will be sung along with the Lord's glory itself in all devotional circles. Grandson of this Diti, son of one of those fierce demons. That is the story of the king of devotees, the saints, Prahlada. Prahlada was the grandson of this Diti, son of one of her sons, Hiranyakashipu. So, she got this assurance from her saintly husband, and then he told about it, how this son will be, that he will have no interest in worldly enjoyments. He will be the seat of all good habits and virtues. His joy will consist in seeing others happy and joyous. He will share in the sufferings of all. He will have no enemies. Just as the moon gives relief from the heat of summer, so will he be a source of relief for all sufferers from the miseries of life. This grandson of yours will behold within and without the lotus-eyed Lord, who is stainless, who assumes forms in consonance with the wishes of devotees, whose face is adored with the shining earrings, and who has the auspicious mark on the forehead of Lakshmi, the goddess of auspiciousness herself. So the description of Lord Vishnu, that is how Prahlada will be. It also describes, this book is so poetic that it describes in telling how Prahlada will be, it tells how a devotee should be. How one actually can become a devotee. It is the practice of all these virtues in life will bring devotion in our life. This is something very practical, that Prahlada was devotee. Can I become devotee? Oh yes, of course. Try to practice those virtues in your life. And thus, what Prahlada became, you also will become like him. Means your life will be filled with devotion, without having to be born as the son of some demon. Otherwise, somebody will start thinking, oh, my dad was a good man, so I had no chance of becoming a devotee like Prahlada. He was devotee, such supreme devotee, but because he was born of this demon, no, it's not connected. In fact, it is connected in the opposite way to show that even though his father was a terrible demon, he did not take that aspect of his father at all. So, he became devotee in spite of his father's constant insistence to give up that devotion to some Vishnu. He didn't accept that at all. He tried every single means to kill this little child of his own son, but didn't succeed. We shall in this Bhagavatam, later study this story, very enchanting, very touching story of this great devotee Prahlada. But now we shall concentrate for now that how this happened, these two demons, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, that what was their previous life? How did they become such fierce demons? So it is told that the story it is. Oh, this slide didn't come up, huh? Okay. That this was what we discussed, that Kashyapa did the predictions about the progeny of this wife Diti, and then told also about the grandson. So now Maitreya is telling the story that these four great sages who were also progeny of Brahma. Brahma had made them first to start the creation with. But since they were full of renunciation, they didn't get into this creation job. So they were very pure-hearted, completely devoted to God, full of knowledge and renunciation. Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatan and Sanat Kumar. These were the names of these four. And then once they decided to go to the abode of Lord Vishnu. It is called Vaikuntha. So they, because of their pure life, they had the capability of traveling anywhere. So they went near the glittering Vaikuntha, a place of absolute beauty because of the presence of God there. It is the presence of God that makes things beautiful. There is nothing else that makes things beautiful. It is when we see something beautiful, we get attracted towards that. That attraction makes us feel that that is so beautiful. But that attraction is actually the attraction of God misplaced in ignorance. And therefore, that attraction to those things, it leads to frustration. Because that is actually not at all the source of attraction. One must see this, that we get attracted to something and then in a little while we realize, no, I don't want it, I don't like it. It is, and that very thing that one thought to be very beautiful then turns ugly. It is the real beauty is the self, the Lord. And so this domain, this realm where God is constantly staying, and that place is therefore exquisitely beautiful, and its beauty never diminishes because Lord lives there. So that is how these Kumaras, they saw the beauty of this place. And then they entered the palace of Lord Vishnu, and there were 7 gates till you reach the chamber of Vishnu. So they passed through the 6 gates, nobody obstructed them. They they had no desires, no lust, and therefore they were not putting on any clothes either. It is the putting on clothes, as psychologists will tell you, is an expression of our desires, our passions. That is why we feel ashamed and put on clothings. If you remember the biblical story of creation, that Adam and Eve, as long as they were pure, they had not eaten the fruit of the tree of knowledge, they didn't need any clothing or any coverings. But as soon as the fruit of knowledge was eaten, I came, and with I, that ego, I am a man or I am a woman and this is the other, and then you feel the need of clothing to cover yourself. So these sages didn't have anything like that. So they were just going there. And at the 7th, closest to the Lord's chamber, the last gate, they were stopped by the 2 doorkeepers, 2 attendants there. Their name was Jaya and Vijaya. They thought that they are very powerful because they are attendants of Lord, you see. So one develops an arrogance because of the nearness of some big authority. That person may be just an attendant there. But because of that, that attendant to some big boss. And so they also feel that I am a big boss. It is, so somebody, an attendant at the office of governor also behaves as if I am governor, you see. So it is, they were having this, that ego and arrogance coming out of it. And so this is a caution, to all of us, that yes, we are servants of God, but let arrogance not touch us. We should not feel that, hey, how big I am. Lord has kept us as His doorkeepers. So we feel egotistic about it. We become arrogant. Hey, oh, you guys, what do you know? It is. So this is how it happens. Everybody becomes victim of this. It is, and therefore this is point to be remembered by all of us. There is an incident in the life of revered Swami Vireshwaranandaji Maharaj, the 10th president of our order, that every morning at some time he would go to the shrine. He was quite old at that time and a president of our order. So he would be, some attendants will be accompanying him to hold him and so forth. And so because the temple you have to climb a few stairs, so they were holding his hand, and as they were entering that temple hall, there was another devotee in rags, more or less, some from some village or whatever, or from the street, was saluting to Sri Ramakrishna. And then one of the attendants, a monastic, a brahmachari, went to tell that man, "Oh, you please go away." And this Venerable Vireshwaranandaji held him. Hey, no. Let him do his pranam first. It is, and that person did his salutations, started going. Then he said, "Come on, let's go now." It is, and he told, "Look, for Sri Ramakrishna, the president of Ramakrishna Mission, as well as a beggar on the street, both are same. There is no difference from the eyes of the God." So, one should remember this. When we get some chance to serve God in some whatever capacity, we should not feel arrogant about it. Hey, I am a big Swami. I am a minister at Vedanta Society and so forth. That arrogance can be a big obstacle in life. And this Jaya Vijaya, in that their arrogance, they insulted these four sages. And so these four sages said that you are not worthy of staying in this place of Lord. And then condemned them that you will not be able to stay here anymore. We condemned him down to the nether worlds. You come back after purification. Till then, you are not worthy of staying here. It is the arrogance removes. We know the example of like Hridayaram, a great attendant of Sri Ramakrishna who served Sri Ramakrishna like nobody did. But he became arrogant due to that, and so he had to be, Sri Ramakrishna would say that therefore Divine Mother removed him from here. So it is a story, very illuminating incident of our times, and this is not just one example. We see it many times. A person feels that I am big because I am doing the God's work, and so I have the power to insult somebody, not pay proper respect to others, and thus these two, their names were Jaya and Vijaya. So they were condemned. And then and then seeing that, oh my God, what has happened to my servants? Vishnu got this news and he immediately came there, seeing that these sages were put to some trouble. So immediately he came, and then when the four sages saw that great form of Lord, they started spontaneously praising Lord Vishnu, and they said that all beauty, as it were, concentrated there in that form, in every single thing, in every single part of the body. That beauty was just coming out. It is like the principle of beauty. Some time back, we had discussed here the essay of Plotinus on beauty. one of the best descriptions and philosophical understanding of this concept of beauty in Plotinus' works. So it's that he describes there that it is that which is the source of all. That is the beauty. That is the beauty as it were given a form. Like you give a form to gold, and then everything, say a statue of gold. Suppose we make statue of Richard of gold, and then what, the nose is gold, the eyes are gold, the hair is gold, hands are gold, feet are gold. So God is beauty. Beauty has been given this shape. Everything is sparkling with that tremendous, unspeakable beauty. And so they were describing this, and then this hymn is very beautiful, and we shall try to take it up when we meet again and to discuss this. But it is the all appearance was full of beauty, and then after they chanting this hymn to Lord, that yes, you are the and then Lord also salutes them, that holy men are those whom I devote. So it is a kind of holy people are devoted to God, and God also loves and respects the holy people. So because there is no difference really between them, it is in the Narada Bhakti Sutra, the aphorisms on devotion by Narada mentions this, tasmin tajjane bheda bhavat. One of the aphorism is this, that there is really no difference between the Lord and the saints. The saints are the reflectors of the glory of Lord. In the saint's life you see that, and therefore Lord also says that and begs pardon. That's a very beautiful principle. We will discuss that later, because today the time is, the clock is running very fast, it seems. So I will not be able to complete the portions that I thought I should be able to do today. But anyway, that God says, well, it is my servants did that, my attendants did that, means I actually did it. It is after all my responsibility. It is, they did doesn't mean that I can absolve myself from that. It is so I beg forgiveness on their behalf from you. And then, and he described this, the whole idea. And then these saints also felt apologetic. And then Lord said, well, you have given them this, these attendants the right punishment. The word here used here is that the sages said, well, you need to be reformed to be the attendant at this very hoary and holy place. You cannot be like this and be in the service of Lord. So you need to be reformed. So it is therefore the facilities, prisons, they have this name, correctional facilities, that it is, or earlier in some places they get called reformatories. So when I went to visit one of them in Massachusetts, and then there was, I had not taken any previous the permission or anything, just was walking around that went there. Were you there with me, Abhijit? No. Huh? So, yeah. So, and then those some of the these guards, they came rushing. It is, and what? They asked with a lot of anger, and yeah, it is. I said no, just I thought we can see. No, no, this is not the way. You can't enter like this here. If you want, there is the office. You go there. And then I got had to a little chat with the officer, and said, well, this reform, well, this is a correction facility, but we don't see much correction happening here. Because that is, firstly it happens, but it doesn't always become so obvious. Anyway, so we shall take up that idea when we meet again next Friday. So we shall conclude with this chant, and then if you have questions, you can ask after a little meditation. Nigam kalpatarur galitam phalam shukamukhadamritadrava sanyutam pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhuruho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha. O devotees, quaff to intoxication this nectar of the fruit of the tree of Vedas, flowing from the mouth of the great sage Shuka and mixed with the ambrosia from his words. Any question? Huh? Somebody is typing, so okay. Oh, you have a question, Richard? Comment, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, wow, yeah. Well, it is. This is how the God gets, thought of, imagined. So it is true. An alligator is also a form of God. When God can assume the form of alligator too. Yeah, it is. There are images like that. Oh, very good. Where is it? Huh? Mayan temples. Okay, yeah. Okay, right. Okay, sure. Okay. Yes, okay, so no question. So we are getting quick release today. We shall conclude with our chant in the praise of Lord. Mukunda Madhava Govinda Bol Keshava Madhava Hari Hari Bol. Mukunda Madhava Govinda Bol Keshava Madhava Hari Hari Bol. Hari Hari Bol, Hari Hari Bol, Hari Hari Bol, Hari Hari Bol. Krishna Krishna Bol, Krishna Krishna Bol. Krishna Krishna Bol, Krishna Krishna Bol. Mukunda Madhava Govinda Bol, Keshava Madhava Hari Hari Bol. Keshava Madhava Hari Hari Bol.